to part 3 about the hide behind creatures. In the previous installments, we briefly explained what these anomalies are and what you should do if you encounter one in different settings. But in this one, we'll explain their biology and history. Each hide behind looks different from one another. A few may appear as humanoid or just straight up animalistic. However, they all appear as abnormally tall shadow figures. Their shadowy visage helps them camouflage underneath the shades of trees and into the bark of the said trees, so they can snatch up anyone nearby. The average height of a hide behind are between 5'8" to 12 feet, and it's unknown what's their weight are. Their bodies are made up of thick tar-like substance as well. This substance grants them protection from harm, but alcoholic beverages makes them detour from it due to its aroma. And if it touches them, it'll cause their skin to be irritated. All of the hide behinds have an irrational fear towards bright lights, that's why they're nocturnal. So keep a flashlight with plenty of batteries to spare on you at all times, especially in the woods at night. Fire also wards them off as well, because if one of them comes in contact with fire, their tar-like bodies will break down, killing them. So if you ever decide to go on a camping trip, be sure to keep your bonfire lit. There are no records of an infant nor teenage hide behind. Matter of fact, a single hide behind's age has never been documented either, and it's unknown how long they lived for. Many scientists of the Cryptid Agency theorized the weight of these creatures are below average due to their immensely thin bodies. A hide behind, well, hide behind trees. No shit. Stalking whoever wanders the woodlands alone. These entities always hunt by themselves, going after one person at a time. They are abnormally fast, with the average speed being around 80 miles per hour, but they preserve their energy while stalking their prey. In part 1 of this series, they're usually attracted towards negativity, but mostly fear. But positivity of any form makes them weak, and lastly, there are no reports of any hide behind going after other anomalies, neither human children. Just human teenagers and adults. Before a hide behind gets to devour its food supply, it has to wait for a while. The average wait period being 5 days. When the hide behind finds its prey, it makes them to feel an intense feeling of terror to get a firm grip on them. This releases stress hormones into their blood to tender the meat on the inside, so it makes loud noises to disorient the target. And when it finally captures the target, the hide behind doesn't eat them right away. Instead, it'll force them to look into its eyes to increase the fear within their body. Then, they tore open the chest cavity and assimilate the innards for bountiful nutrition, leaving the carcass as an empty husk, and they'll bring it to their queen, Mother Banshee. Mother Banshee reanimates the corpses by slipping a dark mystical liquid in their torn-up stomachs, which many from the Cryptid Agency call the tar, and this tar morphed their reanimated corpses into a hide behind, making them slaves for Mother Banshee. Now on our last stop of the day, we'll be talking about where they came from and how they came to be. It all started back in the year 1910. There was only one hide behind creature dubbed as the Behinder by locals, and it was discovered in the woodlands of. Nobody didn't know where it came from, how it came to be, nor its true goals are. But it was a fearsome critter who mostly preyed upon the early colonial loggers that didn't return to their campsite at night. Most, if not all accounts, referred the Behinder as a large and powerful animal, despite it being rarely seen. One day, the Behinder morphed into a strong and powerful living urban legend that most call Mother Banshee, and she created beings in her likeness that we know as the hide behinds. By 1939, their population increased greatly throughout the forests of North America, mostly in the New England area, and caused numerous disappearances. Yet, their population plummeted by a lot in the mid-2000s, and the last report of a hide behind was on August 31st, 2015 in Oregon. But by their population increased once again and caused even more disappearance cases than ever. We hope you learned something today, and as always,